deferred. Tyler Black will put toe to leather. And we are underway here in Blacksburg. Malachi Thomas lets it sail over his head. Touchback. We'll get a chance to see Kyron Drones quarterback in this Virginia Tech offense.
Yeah, Kyron Drones, he's a quarterback that did not start the season for Virginia Tech. That was Grant Wells, guy who kind of slung the ball around through the air. Well, not Kyron Drones. He is a running quarterback. Although he has shown at times that he is very effective, especially on the deep ball downfield. He is a dual threat guy, number 10 dual threat quarterback when he was being recruited. Brought here to Virginia Tech from Baylor for that exact reason. They have changed their offense to actually complement his style of play.
Tootin, first carry of the day, gets tackled for a gain of about 2. Jacob Roberts, who was his teammate at North Carolina A&T, Mark, making the first stop.
Yeah, how fitting is that, right? With the transfer portal, all these guys now playing against each other at times. We're going to see a lot of Bashal Tootin. We're going to see a lot of Kyron Drones. We're going to see a lot of their wide receiver, number 83, Jaylin Lane. Those are really the 3 guys that they want to be touching the ball the most on offense.
Tootin gained just about 1.5 yards. Drones will look to throw. Now surveys over the middle, tries to hit his receiver, crossing over the middle. That was Daquan Felton, but Kalen Carson was there in coverage. It'll bring up 3rd and 9.
Yeah, and really good pressure on the edge by Jasheen Davis. Watch Jasheen Davis here. Just loop right in to the quarterback. And he got that jam on the tight end first where the tackle just didn't block him because of that. Really good job getting pressure, forcing an errant throw.
Drones looking to the sideline, coming up to the line of scrimmage, changing the play. Pressure up the middle. Drones has a receiver right near the stick. Catch is made by Felton. Deshaun Jones defending on it. Let's see where they mark him. It's going to be a little bit shy.
Yeah, Quan Felton with a little comeback route. You see at the top of your screen. He just sticks his foot in the ground. It comes back a little bit too far. To be just short of the line to gain.
Good job by Deshaun Jones to stop him before he was able to pick up that first down, 4th down. Our referee, Stuart Mullins, forming the crown here. They're going to review this play to see where the forward progress was by Daquan Felton. The line to gain is easy. That's the 35, exactly. So if any portion of that ball is touching the 35, it's a first down. Our replay official today is Mike Webster. He'll take a look at it along with Stuart Mullins.
So he catches the ball here, but it's not possession until that foot hits the ground. And you see the foot hits the ground right at about the 34-yard line. You need to make the 35-yard line. And the call on the field is short of the line to gain. And from these angles, there's not much that will tell us anything different.
I see Coach Clausen on the right.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. 4th down.
Call stands is called on the field. So ball just beyond that 34-yard line. It'll be 4th down, and Wake Forest defense picking up where they left off last week, forcing a 3 and out. Presumably so.
Dave Clausen say, well, hold on. Let's make sure we got the right guys in the field. He's keeping his defense out there for punt safe, it looks like.
And Virginia Tech is bringing their offense onto the field. Now, will they just try and draw them offside here?
I don't know. I mean, when you got a quarterback who's 6'2", 235 pounds, I wouldn't be surprised if they just let him run the ball on a QB power.
Looks to the sideline.
Wake Forest is loading the box.
Delayed game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Virginia Tech will take the delay of game and the 5-yard penalty. And now they will send the punt team out there and Peter Moore.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, right, that didn't feel like that's what they exactly wanted. It's not the worst thing in the world, but to your point, maybe you want to try to draw him off sides or something. Looked like maybe it was some confusion coming off the Hokies sideline.
You do lose 5 yards of field position. Moore puts a leg into it. Morin calling for the fair catch, and Taylor Morin makes it at his 31, and that's where we will see Wake Forest and Mitch Griffiths offensively after a 40-yard kick. Nothing on the return. Mitch Griffiths had to spend some time this week in the ice bath.
Yeah.
I mean, he took a beating last weekend at Clemson.
Yeah, he did, but to his credit, he kept getting up. He kept trying to make the next play. I mean, he had pressure in his face. I mean, in Clemson, that's what they do, right? Clemson hasn't had as great a year this year as maybe in the past, but their defensive front seven is phenomenal. And I got to say, the Wake Forest offensive line, for the most part, did a pretty good job of avoiding sacks.
Griffiths to throw, hits Banks on the out cut. That's sort of delayed on coverage, but that's a quick hitter that we will see a lot of today, won't we? Number 80 in white, just 5 yards and out. Griffiths puts it right on the numbers.
It's a great pickup. Anytime you can get these short gains early in the game, especially to Jamal Banks, Wesley Grimes, Taylor Morin, you build their confidence in their hands just for today, right? Okay, I've caught a ball. I know how this feels.
Virginia Tech covering the screen beautifully. Keyshawn Williams is going to lose yards as Jaylin Jones came up from his safety spot and made the tackle 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and good job of reading it, beating your block, and sets up third down. And third down and long last week for Wake Forest was not their friend. Clemson brought a lot of pressure. Virginia Tech now is showing similar look.
Griffiths to throw on 3rd and 6. Little shovel pass to Ellison. He's going to be close, really close to the yard to gain. He had to get to the 42. And good to see 6 in white back in the game after he was injured on the second play last week at Clemson with an ankle injury. He's good to go when they picked up the first down.
Yeah, and he kind of had an ankle injury coming into that game that felt like it had healed. And then really on the second play of the game, he got it re-injured and did not play the rest of the game.
The rule on the field that the one who reached the line to gain is under further review.
Another review early on, whether he made the line to gain. We'll take another look at it during the break. On the other side, we'll get the decision. Upon further review, Ellison's knee was down before he gained the line to gain, so the call was reversed on the field. It's 4th down. Wake Forest is going to punt it away. Good kick from Ivan Mora. Tucker Holloway is going to have to call a fair catch at his own 20, so 39 yards net on the punt. We'll get a chance to see Virginia Tech on offense once again. 3 and out on their first possession.
See a good shot at Tootin there, number 25 today, usually in 33. He's wearing the Beamer jersey. Naturally, after you have a 99-yard kickoff return, honor special teams prowess.
Very impressive return, too. He was picking him up and putting him down.
Not wait. Not I pick it up and put it down, but he was picking those feet up and moving.
Now the pitch out. Tootin, nowhere to go. He'll even lose a yard. Great pursuit by that Wake Forest defense.
Yeah, it's a great job, and you're going to see a lot of activity from these two inside linebackers, Jacob Roberts and Dylan Hazen. Those two guys in the middle, they are rangy. Jacob Roberts transferred in for North Carolina A&T, as you mentioned earlier, but ever since he got on campus, it's been really a show. Every time he's been out there, making big plays in every game, big tackles, big sacks, big turnovers.
Drones fakes the pitch. Now he'll look to throw out to Tootin. Makes a nice catch. Still on his feet down to the 24. Bring up a 3rd and about 6 yards. Evan Slocum on the tackle.
Yeah, we talked to Tyler Bowen, the offensive coordinator for Virginia Tech, and he said, with the way Wake Forest plays, right, they are going to allow these free access throws to the sideline, just like you saw right there, where you're going to get 3 or 4 yards, 5 yards. Now, you just have to break the tackles. Well, Wake Forest is doing a really good job of tackling, not letting those extra yards.
Drones to throw. Wake brings just 3, so he has time. Beautiful play defensively to knock that away. That was Nick Anderson, from that nickelback spot.
And Nick Anderson, I mean, just watch him throughout this play. He gets into his drop, he reads the quarterback's eyes at the last minute, and he comes back. Makes a great play on the football, knocking it down. Nick Anderson, he has been very good for a long time for this Wake Forest team. He's still only a sophomore somehow.
Moore, outstanding kick. Moore driven all the way back inside his 20. He'll make a fair catch at the 19. The battle of field position may have a late hit. The crowd wanted one, but we're not going to get a flag.
It's all right. I like it. Little chippiness on special teams never hurt anybody.
Right, to within the echo of the whistle.
Yeah.
On that play. Still scoreless here in Blacksburg. Partner, I think you and I were here for one of those games, at least one of those games. Here's Demon Claiborne running right into the teeth of that Virginia Tech defense. Give him about 3 yards. He was impressive last week with Justice Ellison out of almost that entire game with the injury. Claiborne had a lot on his shoulders. He's tough to bring down for a little back.
Yeah, he is. And
I say little, I should say short. He's 200 pounds of muscle.
Right, yes. Not necessarily little, right, but smaller stature back. But he's powerful. Really got good slipperiness through the line of scrimmage as well. And you're seeing a lot of this run, especially the inside run against Virginia Tech. And that's really been their Achilles heel. They've given up tons of yards on the ground and, really tried to shore it up a little bit. Not a little bit. They really shored it up versus Pittsburgh, only allowing 38 total yards, and then come back versus Florida State and give up 282 yards. And really it was the edges of the defense not being able to contain Florida State. Let's see if they fix that this game.
Griffiths to throw, delayed blitz underneath to Moore, and that's going to be a first down.
Pass complete to Morin.
Get these guys going early. Taylor Morin, Wesley Grimes, Jamal Banks, Keyshawn Williams. They have some wide receivers that can really make plays. They just weren't able to get them the football very much last week versus Clemson. You need to have a big first quarter in this game.
First down of the game for either team. Claiborne just squirts his way forward for a couple. And that was a very typical run for him last week, where it looked like there was nothing. He just finds the slightest little crease and at least gives you positive yardage.
Yeah, he does, and he's a feet turner, right? He's one of those running backs who will get his shoulder pads low and turn those feet, and it's just really hard to tackle those guys.
Slow mesh Griffiths. Banks, nice catch behind him. Makes it. He'll move the chains again. Lane again on coverage.
And this is the slow mesh concept, right? Watch the linebackers. Watch what happens to them when Griffiths walks up into the line of scrimmage. They're up. Number 5 safety is up as well. And with no linebackers and no safeties there, those deep slant routes are open. And that's what this offense is about. And we have an injured player on the field, so we are going to take a break. It'll be 1st and 10 when we come back.
Johns Creek, Georgia. Fresh set of downs near midfield for Wake Forest. They've picked up 2 on this drive already. 2 first downs, that is. That mesh again. Griffiths brings it down to throw. Batted up into the air and incomplete. Trying to hit Banks, crossing over the middle.
Very same play as the last one we drew up, and good job by the defensive linemen getting their hands up. That's part of it, and we've seen this over the years, Chris. When you walk up in the line of scrimmage, has a chance to get batted down. Good job by Virginia Tech's defensive line.
Griffiths to throw. Too high for Banks.
And that right there, that pass was an effect of last game. The amount of pressure that Mitch Griffiths saw last week, he took his eyes down, and he looked at the pressure that was coming and just threw off his back foot. Didn't need to, could have stepped into that pass. And now on 3rd down, they're going formation into the sideline. Everybody is down towards the bottom of the screen with 1 wide receiver up top with a lot of space.
Hokies looking to bring pressure. They'll bring 6. Griffiths has enough time to go downfield, but overshoots his intended receiver, Wesley Grimes. So a drive that started with a lot of positive things for the Deeks ends in 3 incompletions. And it looks like another punt attempt coming up here near midfield.
Yeah, it was good coverage by Dorian Strong. Really probably one of the best cornerbacks on this Virginia Tech team. Big guy at 6 foot, 180. Made a good play on that football, forcing the wide receiver all the way to the sidelines and forcing a punt.
So Ivan Moore back to let it fly, and Tucker Holloway stands with his heels at his own 13. Pressure up the middle. Moore is able to get it free, and it's a mistake that time by Holloway, as this one's going to be dead right at the 3-yard line. So great job in coverage, punt coverage by the Deeks, killing a 48-yard punt inside the 10-yard line. Virginia Tech offensively this year. We talked about what Teuton's brought to them over the last couple of weeks anyway, starting with that Pitt win, but it has been a struggle. And it all started, when you think about it, with Grant Wells, who you talked about in the open, was their game one starter at quarterback. And then they also lost Ollie Jennings, the receiver that transferred in from Old Dominion, in that second game as well. They had to totally retool the offense.
Yeah, that, and they lost Nick Gallo, right? He's played in 46 games, 27 starts at tight end. He was going to be a big part of this offense as well. So, new running back, new quarterback, new wide receivers, new tight ends. I mean, they had a lot to figure out early in that season. And, they're still trying to figure out exactly how they use these pieces, but now they know what the pieces are and want to get their playmakers the football.
Bob Schick lost his helmet on that play, so we'll have to make a replacement, at least temporarily, on the offensive line. Braylon Moore coming in. Brother of starting center Caden Moore.
You see number 83, Jaylin Lane, right here. He's another guy. He's a transfer in from Middle Tennessee State, and he is an electric receiver with the ball in his hands.
Quarterback Drones is going to keep it himself. That looked promising at first, but he took a hard hit. About 3 yards downfield, Kalen Carson. One thing, if you've seen this Wake Forest team play, their secondary can hit. They can tackle. They come up and fill the holes and really bring it.
Yeah, and especially their safeties, right? Jalen Garnes and Malik Mustafa, number 3 and number 9. These guys they're playing double duty. You see, you got one right here, the other safety there. Those guys are going to read the end man of the line of scrimmage and be involved in the run or double in the pass game, depending upon what they do.
Drones rolls the pocket, has a receiver, beautiful pitch and catch. That's going to be a first down. A.J. Williams on the tackle, but not before Stephen Gosnell was able to pick up the first down.
Stephen Gosnell came through the transfer portal from UNC. Good pitch and catch, getting Drones on the move, on the edge. Allows it to make that throw a little easier.
First down of the game for Virginia Tech. Now Drones is going to run it up the middle. Give him about 3. Kevin Pointer on the stop. Some pushing and shoving after the fact, too, and it even extends a little bit deeper after the whistle.
Yeah, and originally, I didn't hear a whistle up here to stop the play, and neither did Malik Mustafa.
Very late flag now comes out, well after the players had even been separated. Stuart Mullins and our officiating crew having to talk this one over to see which direction that flag is going to go in.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense, number 30, his first of the game. 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
We called it on Jasheem Davis. Let's watch this. Okay, look at the end of the play. It didn't hear like a whistle was blown. And so you see Jalen Garnes continuing with the play, and then you got Kevin Pointer in the play, and
it looked like the cause of the flag happened well after that even.
Yeah.
The call was against Jasheem Davis. May have just said the wrong thing to the wrong person. Either way, it's 15 yards for Virginia Tech. New first down. Now it's 2nd down and 12, though.
Can't tell him how many times I've said the wrong thing to the wrong person. Doesn't
Right.
work out well. Feel his pain.
2-yard loss on first down.
See Lane way off the ball. There he goes.
Teuton is able to keep his feet. Pick up about 7. Give him 8 where they mark it. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
You could pick up 7 yards on second down with a simple inside handoff. And that's what Tootin provides. You can find those little holes, and you saw like the last 4 yards of that run, he had a hand on the dirt, kind of just pushing, and it brings up a third down, and if they get close, it could possibly be 4 down territory right around midfield.
Drones to throw, pressure up the middle from Wake Forest, just has to get rid of it.
Oh, that's going to be grounding.
No receiver in the area. He was still in the tackle box. You can see our referee pointing to the spot where the ball was released. I think at any moment now we're going to see a flag come out. We don't. At least as of right now, Stuart Mullins is keeping it in his pocket.
There's no foul for intentional grounding. The passer was outside the tackle box and threw the ball away beyond the line of scrimmage. Incomplete pass.
Okay, let's take a look at that. That's a skinny tackle box.
Well, let's watch this tackle box. And he starts right on the hash. There's no way. There's no way he was outside.
Is there a guard box?
I don't. It's just he didn't leave that. He was a yard off the hash.
All right, so that's a break for Virginia Tech in terms of field position. Still got to punt it away. And Moore's been on pretty good on punts. Moore's going to try and give it a shot. He gets a decent return out to the 24, and Wake Forest will once again come out offensively. Flag on the play, and an injured Hokie. That looks like Cole Beck, who's hurt on the play for Virginia Tech. As he's attended to. Our officials discussing the flag.
During the kick, holding, receiving team, number 1. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down.
Dante Lovett, the guilty party. As Beck looks like he's holding his wrist. Makes his way to the sideline and probably into the locker room. Taking a look. That's Beck getting hurt. Thrown down on the ground. Can't see the call.
I don't know.
Might have got his wrist just caught underneath him there.
But either way, right, there was a little bit of return. It was not enforced from the end of the return. It's from where the ball was caught because the hold happened before the return started, so that backs Wake Forest all the way up inside their 10-yard line.
Give this to Ellison. Has a hole in the middle, bounces it outside, almost had a big run, and he knows it as he claps onto the football. Mansour Delane was the one who was able to make the tackle.
Yeah, and just watch this. It just opens up right inside. Good block by number 55, the center, getting up on the linebacker Tisdale. And you're right, that could have been longer. Broke one tackle.
Delayed Mansour, the man who made the tackle, is a little bit, or Mansour Delane rather, is a little bit shaken up on the play.
He's the starting cornerback.
See, he's hobbling off. A lot of injuries and a lot of flags in this first quarter. Very choppy play here in Blacksburg so far. There's Coach Clausen.
Yeah, Jerry talked about in the open, but he said even after that loss versus Clemson, he feels better about his team than he did after any of the wins they've had. And I think it's probably because he knows what he's got, right? Okay, we are going against a tough opponent. We're going against Clemson in Death Valley. It was their homecoming. It was a completely packed stadium. His team rose up to the level of competition. And so he thought, hey, look, this is something to build off of, and they're trying to continue that today.
Griffiths is going to keep it and has room to run. Gets it out to the 20.
Oh, man.
He wants a flag. Now we get one.
Of course they did.
From way outside the play.
Oh,
flag
man.
comes in. Jaylin Jones and Keontae Jenkins teamed up to make the tackle.
It's like he's up there and you're like, oh, I'm just waiting for something bad to happen.
The officials have had a lot of conversation already today.
Yeah, and I just saw it on the replay board, and this one I kind of feel was egregious, right? Watch number 15. It's Jaylin Jones. Watch him at the end of this play. Like right here, that you don't need, right? You don't need the slam, the DDT
driving
takedown.
into the turf, WWE style.
Yeah, and whistle, it's a good form tackle. You lift him up. Right, I just think the drive into the ground is probably what did it.
A lot of conversation here.
Yeah.
I'm sort of it's either a call or it isn't.
Yeah.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, 15-yard penalty, and automatic first down.
Much to the chagrin of the 63,000 plus here in attendance, Jones is flagged 15 yards, and this gets Wake Forest out of trouble deep in their own territory. Would have been a first down anyway. Griffiths picked up a first down, but now they get 15 yards tacked onto the end of it.
Jaylin Jones, kind of an interesting story. There you go. He's a converted wide receiver. I mean, how many wide receivers do you see convert to safety? I mean, very few. But you see his physicality, and he's willing to body slam someone if he needs to.
More flags.
First start. Offense number 17. 5-yard penalty, first downs.
It's crazy, right? You're a coach for one of these teams, either team right now. So many penalties, so much choppiness in this first quarter. You kind of feel like, hey, at some point, whether it's the end of the first quarter or whatever, you call timeout, you get your guys together and be like, look, take a deep breath. Like, let's just go and play some football. Because right now, it's been whistle after whistle.
1st and 15. Griffith's going to keep it. He picks up 5.
It's face mask.
Another flag.
Yeah, and this one it did look like it was a face mask.
Number 7, Jenkins. There's a flag on the play. Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 7, 15-yard penalty, and an automatic first down.
That's the 6th penalty we've had today, and a number of them, Mark, have been this 15-yard variety. These are the biggest plays of the day so far on penalties.
They are, and it's just, it's not like any of these flags have been, not called for. I mean, a lot of them, there have been penalties in this game. Hasn't been clean.
Right at midfield, Griffiths to throw.
Good play.
Good pursuit by that Virginia Tech defense. Stops Keyshawn Williams. That's the 2nd time Williams has been dropped for a loss.
Yeah, Dorian Strong just blew up this play. Watch Dorian Strong on the outside. It's a block. It's a screen play. And just nowhere to go. Just ran right through the receiver, Walker Merrill. Made a really fantastic play.
Loss of 1.
Let's see if they go for that one-on-one shot to top of field again.
Griffiths to throw. Nice play defensively. Knocking it away from Wesley Grimes. That's Dorian Strong again. You mentioned him earlier.
Hey, Wake Forest, they're putting their formation into the boundary and getting a one-on-one at the top of the screen with Wesley Grimes and Dorian Strong. And at first they sent Wesley Grimes in the go route. Strong pushed him to the sideline, made a great play. This time he ran a slant, and Dorian Strong was right there again. Huge plays by Dorian Strong in this drive.
3rd down and 11. Virginia Tech brings just 4. That pass is intercepted. Derek Canteen made the interception. The first turnover of the day goes Virginia Tech's way.
Well, how about that play? I mean, Virginia Tech is known for some bully ball at times, but that was bully ball on that route. Got to the top of the route, saw the pass coming, and just used his body to push Walker Merrill right out of the way and made a phenomenal grab, keeping those feet in bounds. That is a huge play by Derek Canteen, the transfer from Georgia Southern.
Walker Merrill is injured on the play. And he's down on right on the Virginia Tech sideline, actually, Wake Forest player. The receiver on that route. And that right leg looked at.
Yeah, they wanted to get him a little bit more involved. He transferred in from Tennessee before this year and has yet to record a reception on the year. Too bad to see him banged up.
I hope he's all right. This is the fourth time we've had play stopped for an injured player already here in this first quarter. Both sides being affected by it. I certainly hope Walker Merrill's all right.
Yeah, and Wake Forest, as opposed to Virginia Tech, who have dealt with a lot of injuries this year, Wake Forest has been pretty healthy. Talking with Dave Clawson, he's been really pleased with the way they've been able to come out of football games with everyone that they've started them with, and hopefully this is nothing more than a slight sprain or tweak.
You see Coach Clawson coming out to greet his player on the far sideline, making sure he's all right, having a word with the training staff. So Merrill will make his way off under his own power, favoring that right leg.
And how about the Hokie defense? You give up all those 15-yard penalties, and Wake Forest gets down to your territory, and then you come up with 3 huge plays in a row by your cornerbacks, 2 by Dorian Strong, and then that last one by the nickel, Derek Canteen.
Let's see what the Hokies can do with it on offense. Fake to Tootin. Drones rolls, has a receiver open. That's Lane inside of Wake Forest territory. Stopped at the 44.
Drones pass complete to 8.
And here he is coming from the right side of your screen to the left, and you get Tootin going one way, Lane going the other. Those are both receiving threats out of the backfield. And that's how you have to get your playmakers the ball sometimes, right around the line of scrimmage, and let them have some yards after catch.
Fake to Tootin in motion. That's what the big quarterback can do for you. Drones keeps it, rambles for 10 yards.
And you saw the high knees, right? Right when he gets grabbed around the waist. You see right here, he just gets those knees up, breaks through the tackle, and fights his way into the secondary. He is a powerful runner, and when he gets that long stride going, he's got speed too.
First time Virginia Tech is in Wake Forest territory on the day. And a first down at the 34.
Tackle over, offensive tackle now on the right side of the screen.
Give us to Thomas. Picks up a couple. Sherry, what's going on down on the field?
The last few weeks, offensive coordinator Tyler Bowen's really committed to the run. And in addition, guys, to their stable of backs, we see Kyron Drones being an added element to that run game. And one of those, in the last 4 games as a starter, he's led the team in rushing, 2 of those scoring 2 rushing touchdowns. So in addition to Tootin already out there, they got to account for Drones' legs as well.
Yeah, 6'2", 234, had 80 yards rushing, leading the team last week at Florida State. Fake to Tootin. Drones. Hard to bring down.
Good hit, though.
Picks up 4 yards on the final play of the first quarter. Score. He's here with the 3rd down to start this second quarter. Picked up a couple of first downs on this drive alone. That equals the total they had in the entire first quarter. Drones rolling. That pass through a lot of traffic. Tried to hit Jaylin Lane, but defended beautifully by Wake Forest. Evan Slocum was the one who got a hand on it.
Yeah, and he almost had it intercepted. He read it completely. It was a sail route where you get a guy going deep, then a guy in a corner, and a guy in the flat. And watch it, 14. You see him right there in the middle.
I mean, there are a lot of white jerseys.
I mean, yeah, that's
trying to fit it into a really tight window.
That's a throwaway situation, but here we go.
Got away with it. John Love was booming him from 50+ while warming up today, and he's got the wind at his back. This is from 48. Just pulls it. Had the distance, just not the accuracy. We are still scoreless here in Blacksburg as Virginia Tech's threat goes by the wayside.
Well, both these teams wanted to see a little bit more from their offenses coming into today, and Wake Forest felt like they moved the ball pretty well against Clemson last week, but just sputtered in the red zone. And You know, Virginia Tech felt like, hey, we kind of didn't play at all in the first quarter, and then, you know, it was 22-0 against Florida State last week in the first quarter, and then the other 3 quarters, it was 17-17, right? They were able to move the ball and find the end zone and get points on the board. We got a new quarterback here.
Yeah, Michael Kern coming in for Mitch Griffiths, so we'll have to keep an eye on this situation. Kern with the slow mesh, looking to throw. Avoids the first wave, can't avoid the second wave of maroon jerseys. Jordan McDonald eventually got to him. That's C.J. McCray to that mix.
Taken down in the backfield, 39 Jordan McDonald, 56 C.J. McCray.
Kern, the redshirt junior from Orlando, Florida.
Second and 11.
Second down and 11. Kern to throw. Has a receiver, Morin makes the catch near the marker to gain, and he's going to get the first down. Kelly Lawson on coverage. Kern has been seldomly used here over the last couple of years, Mark.
Yeah, you know, he played in 2 games last year, in 3 games the year before that, and 6 games in 2020. That's where he saw his most action. Has not started a game for Wake Forest.
We're on the previous play. If the runner reached the line to gain, it's under further review.
And again, we are going to review whether the first down was gained. We'll take a quick break while they review it. We'll let you know what we find out when we come back. Play was reviewed, and it was ruled that Morin's knee was down about a yard shy of the yard to gain, so it's 3rd down and a yard from their own 39. Here you see Mitch Griffiths on the right. Kern has spelled him on this drive, and Griffiths has got his helmet on.
Look at this formation, too. Look. Power I, power T.
Single wing here. Give it to one of the fullbacks. That's a first down. Gain of about 6 yards, Tate Carney.
That's exactly what that was.
Halfback, fullback, quarterback.
Yeah.
That's so old school.
First down, Wake Forest.
A couple of ends.
It's hard, though, defensively, right? You got 2 extra blockers in the backfield. You don't know who's going to get the football. Good pickup.
Kern the fake to Claiborne. Pressure up the middle. Has time, though, and has a receiver. That's a first down, and even more, down to the 36-yard line. Keyshawn Williams, 17 yards on the reception.
Well, Michael Kern has come in the football game and
Officials timeout for injured defensive player.
throwing the football down the field.
Media timeout.
We have another player banged up on the play. This time it's a Virginia Tech Hokie. Seeing if I can get a number. That looks like Keontae Jenkins. So the starting star back for them.
Turnovers versus ODU. They were able to win that game, but then 5 turnovers versus Georgia Tech, and that really sealed the game for Georgia Tech, being able to have points off turnovers. Then last week against Clemson, Clemson came in as
fumble on the field. And it's going to be recovered by Virginia Tech.
Wow.
Pressure finally got to Kern.
I'm talking about turnovers and a little bit of an announcer jinx. How about that?
No idea what our referee, Stuart Mullins, just said, but it was a defensive recovery, and it was Antoine Powell-Ryland who made it.
Yeah, and it was Lawson who did a good job against the back. It has been, you know, we talked to Dave Clawson this week. He said our backs need to block better, especially the linebackers coming off of the edges. Stay inside out and attack them well. On that play, Demond Claiborne got run over by Lawson, and Lawson does a great job of going for that arm. Man, that was a huge play.
Kern may have held it one tick too many in that pocket, and it ends up being the second turnover of the day forced by this Hokie defense. Drones to throw. Has time, has a receiver downfield. Catch made by Gosnell. Still on his feet, gets banged on by about 3 or 4 different Wake Forest players, but hangs on.
Wow.
19 yards.
Yeah, what a throw. And good job by Gosnell, right? Understanding, okay, it's zone. Let me sit down.
For an injured defensive player.
Oh, another injury. Gosh, man, I hope these guys are okay. We just sat down right there, and you see Pointer.
Kevin Pointer was involved in the tackle. We will take another quick break. 12-11 left to go in the first half here in Blacksburg. Still scoreless. Great stash. He's got it all working for him today.
Yeah. Just games the other way. But that's, you know what? You don't even need it. Love it.
He's interested in this first down right now. And Drones has a lot of room to run. Bangs his way close to another first down. They'll give him 9. Nick Anderson had to come up from the safety spot to make the tackle, but Drones is finding some room to run now.
Yeah, design quarterback counter. You see the tackle pulling around Parker Clements, and really good pickup on first down.
Empty backfield for Drones. Had room to run, instead gets it over the middle to his tight end. Down to the 3, that's Benji Gosnell. The Gosnell brothers having themselves a game here. 20 yards for the tight end, first and goal Hokies.
Parents got to be happy. It's always nice when your two sons play on the same team, right? And good throw, right? Look at that throwing lane as well. No one in the middle of the field for Wake Forest. And you see a coverage bust, and that lead to some big plays.
Up the middle. Down to the 1. Tootin pushed the ball, tried to get it across the goal line, but a knee was down. He wants to go quickly. He wants it again.
Yeah, he said, give me the ball again. Good job of shaking off that first tackle, and
that may be reviewed.
What do you mean maybe reviewed?
That's
of course it's getting reviewed.
Of course it is. But this one, hey, the first 2 times we've had reviews on first down markings, they've actually been overturned,
yes,
right?
Exactly right.
So we may get one here, and it looks like he was not down before he reached that ball to the goal line. A millimeter of that ball has to go over that white end zone line, and it's a touchdown. Nothing's down here. Still that hand, no knees. It's not definitive from that angle. I don't think it will be here, but we won't have a camera right down the goal line, Mark. He's down there, but that's pretty close, though.
Yeah, it's pretty close, and I don't see that being overturned.
It might not be enough because it has to be 100%. He's not down. Knees on the helmet, so it's not on the ground. I just can't see where the ball is in relation to the goal line. It looked in real time like he put it over.
Yeah. I mean, you could piece all these things together and surmise that, look, this is a touchdown. But I've seen it be the fact that, look, we don't have a good enough camera angle to make this call, and that could be,
from this angle, that's the angle you and I had from the booth up here. It looks like he's across the goal line.
It sure does.
Malik Mustafa coming over and just trying to pull him back at the last second for Wake Forest. The ball coming loose doesn't matter because he had possession of it as he reached it across the goal line, if he did get it across. And that's what the replay official right now, Michael Webster, is looking at.
After further review, the ball broke the plane of the goal line prior to the runner being down.
Call is reversed. Tootin. Going to keep it here at the 10:42 mark of the second quarter.
Remember,
a slow-moving game.
Yeah, and remember how that drive started. It started with the defense making a huge play. When Michael Kern was moving the ball downfield for Wake Forest offense, and then just a really good job on the pass rush by Kelly Lawson, forcing the fumble. Powell Ryland scooped it up, and then a couple of big plays. Take a look again. Watch number 21 on the right side of your screen. He just runs right through the running back. Huge strip sack, and then a heads-up play by Powell Ryland, the transfer from Florida, and that created the short field. And then it's much easier to score when you're on the other side of 50. And Kyron Drones, a couple nice passes, The Gosnell brothers and Bashal Tootin does the rest. A little DMX playing in here.
Kyle Lowe to kick off. Obviously fired up with that DMX track. Kicks it into the back of the end zone. Touchback.
I mean, you know, the PA people, they play some great
They know what they're doing.
tunes in this stadium. They sure
It helps to have 64,000 maniacs here going along with it. Sherry, what's going on with the Wake Forest quarterbacks?
So I've been trying to keep my eyes on Mitch Griffiths. He was just in the huddle now making his way back to the sideline. From what I've observed, I've not noticed any apparent injury, but I am seeing Michael Kern on the phone with the OC upstairs. Griffiths supporting him. I'm waiting for an official designation from Wake, but it seems like from the body language, Kern taking the call here on the sideline, that they are going to roll with him for the foreseeable future. But any update, I'll bring you guys the latest.
All right, thanks, Sherry. Kern back at it again for this possession. Ellison trying to dance his way back to the line of scrimmage, won't get there. Jordan McDonald getting some extended playing time here in this first half. Mark, he's making the most of it.
He sure is. And Virginia Tech has done a good job of finding the creases in this offensive line and making it very difficult to execute on those slow mesh RPO plays.
Now showing some pressure up the middle. And they come with it. Now they back out of it. Kern finds Banks. He's dropped just shy of the first down. It'll be 3rd and 1. Dorian Strong on coverage.
I've been really impressed with the way Michael Kern is throwing the ball confidently, right? You know, it's over the middle, downfield. He's able to make these completions. That one, he was kind of fading off his back foot.
Another whistle.
The previous players under further review to look for a potential targeting foul.
All right.
So we're reviewing this for a potential targeting call. Let's see if we can find that. We'll look at it and find it for you and show it to you on the other side. 7-0 here in the second quarter. Virginia Tech at 44. Dorian Strong on that potential for the targeting. Here it is, Mark.
Yeah, and they ruled it was no targeting. I don't think there was forcible contact. You see, there is contact between the two helmets, but not forcible contact with an indicator. I think it was a good call.
Back to this formation again. Full house backfield. And we'll get a timeout.
Virginia Tech, their first of the half. 30-second timeout.
Hokies saw how Wake Forest was able to convert the last time we saw that formation. So Coach Pride's assistants want to talk things over before we see it again. So we got a big day in the ACC still to come. Already had one with Florida State. Took care of business at home against Syracuse. Miami looking to bounce back. That's going to be a real interesting bounce back for the Canes against North Carolina. It's an ABC game at 7:30. And then NC State and Duke. It's a Duke team that, you know, it seems like forever ago that Riley Leonard got hurt against Notre Dame, right? He may be a game-time decision. He has been rehabbing to the point where we may see him tonight. We're going to want to check out both those games to see how they transpire. We want to check out this 3rd and 1 too. Hokies bringing everybody up near the line of scrimmage. Handoff in the backfield, and Ellison is dropped. Jordan McDonald is having himself a half of football here in Blacksburg.
I mean, what a push on the inside. And watch here. Watch number 3. Gets in the backfield, and then you're right, it is Jordan McDonald able to squirt off the side and make that big play in the backfield. That is a huge stop. Well-used timeout by Brent Pry to get his team ready for that play.
6th TFL of the afternoon for Virginia Tech, and it forces yet another punt from Moore. This is another good one. Holloway, fair catch at his 24, and he makes it.
Tucker Holloway with the fair catch at the 25-yard line.
The offensive struggles for Wake Forest continue. Time for today's Aflac trivia question. I'll hold off. inaudible, but you know what the duck was saying. Virginia Tech appeared in a bowl game in 27 straight seasons. That was 93 to 2019. Beamer ball. What are the current 3 longest active bowl streaks in FBS? I'll let you stew over that one. Drones. That's how hard he is to bring down. Was able to pick up 3 on the play. Kendron Wayman brought him down.
In on the stop, number 5, Kendron.
Yo to Frank Beamer, or number 25 in his days here. Bud Foster's next to him, to the right. We just saw Bud Foster. He was down on the field with a microphone in hand, getting the crowd going.
Like the lunch pail instead of the number under his name.
Right, perfect. Longtime defensive coordinator under Frank Beamer. Here at Virginia Tech, Drones to throw. Again to Gosnell, still on his feet.
Pass complete.
Roberts on the tackle, but 10 more yards in the passing game for the Hokies.
First down, Hokies.
I'm really impressed with Drones. Getting your drop, hit that back step. All right, got an open man in the middle of the zone. Let's hit that guy. And it's really been between the hashes that Drones has been able to find a lot of his open receivers.
Now Bashal Tootin back in the game to Drones left. Switches over to the right side. Whistles blow this one dead. We're going to get a false start here against the Hokies.
Illegal snap. Offense number 68. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Jaden Moore wants an explanation. Probably a case where he moved the football. Maybe even if it was inadvertently, it was an illegal snap call. He can't believe it. Drones, 7 completions to 5 different receivers today for Virginia Tech, so he's spreading the ball around. Tootin has the rushing touchdown, but he only has 9 yards on 5 carries, Mark. It has been the Drone show. The give to Tootin here. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. Justin Williams met him and put him down right where he found him.
Yeah, and just free access to the backfield. And you see him coming off the edge right here, I believe. And just, sorry, came from the inside. But just no one blocked him.
After the flag and the TFL, it's 2nd down and 18. Drones to throw. Pressure on the edge. Avoids it. Now on the run. Hits Gosnell again. In space. Near the first down. 18 yards before A.J. Williams was able to bring him down.
And they brought pressure off that side, and you see A.J. Williams, number 7, kind of vacates that flat zone, playing it deeper, and just too much cushion. What a day so far for Stephen Gosnell.
First down near midfield, pressure up the middle. Drones hangs in there. There's a wide open receiver down the sideline. Still on his feet. Daquan Wright, the tight end, just snuck out of there, Mark, and 33 yards later, Virginia Tech's back in business.
And it was the linebacker you see right here. He just sneaks out on a wheel route, and this linebacker's got to play over that side. He's got to have that 3rd guy through the zone and play high to low. Now he has to have some help from the corner as well, but Virginia Tech flooded that zone, that side of the field, with 4 receivers.
Another potential targeting review. We got to get our statistician John Tobias on this, see if we can get how many, what's the record for reviews in a half? This will be on the quarterback. Unless they say it's forcible contact. Now it could be on pointer right there, leading with the crown mark and forcible contact above the neck.
Yeah, and let's see. Yeah, you know, when you slow it down, it looks like at the last second he lowers that head right there. Now, again, defenseless player in the throwing posture. Not a big hit, and not in the helmet. But if you lower the head and hit with the crown of your helmet anywhere on the body, it's just going to be determining whether it's forcible enough. And to me, he hits with the hands first and not really the helmet. So I wouldn't be surprised if they keep this a no call.
After further review, there is no foul for targeting. First down.
That's a good call, Mark. Yeah, I think it's the right call. You certainly could understand why they would review it because there were some indicators there.
Yeah, but he hit with the hands first and kind of extended the arms.
So we've had 2 reviews for potential targeting, both of them no targeting on the call. I think it was the right call on both of them. Virginia Tech's moving the football. Drones 3 for 3 for 61 yards on this drive. It has been his show. Another flag down and another false start against Virginia Tech. They've overcome some penalties on the offensive end.
Snap, false start. Offense number 83, 5-yard penalty, first down.
But at some point in time, playing from behind the sticks is going to get to him.
It's their 5th penalty on the day.
This one against Jaylin Lane, the wideout. And if you don't already know, that drives coaches crazy. The wideout's just looking at the snap. 1st and 15. Drones to throw. Quickly gets it out. Gosnell goes up and makes the catch. Comes out. Now they're going to call it incomplete. I'm going to say he didn't complete the catch down to the ground. Deshaun Jones was on the tackle. Gosnell's unhappy with himself for not keeping the grasp of it.
Yeah, Gosnell does a good job of high pointing this football, going up and catching it at its highest spot. And you see when it comes down, he's just unable to maintain control of the football through the ground. Good job by Jones.
2nd and 15. Lane in motion. They fake to him. Drones rolls to his right. He's going to keep it. Lowers his shoulder. Gets 5. Wayman on the stop, forcing him out of bounds. It'll bring him 3rd and 10.
Steps out near the 20-yard line.
Been impressed by Kendron Wayman and his ability to play in pass coverage. You know, he's been past couple weeks we've seen him drop in pass coverage. That time, good job coming off and making a stop on the QB. But man, 3rd down and long because of that false start penalty on 1st down.
Hokies just 1 for 5 in converting 3rd downs today. Tootin split at the top of your screen. Drones has time underneath, almost intercepted. Falls incomplete. Jaylin Garnes had a read on it. Just couldn't quite grab it.
Jaylin Garnes, phenomenal break on the football. Coming from that safety position.
John Lovin now to attempt a 37-yard field goal. Missed one earlier in the half. This time he sends it through. Hokies add 3 more. Coach Clausen offering congratulatory high fives to his defense coming off the field, holding Virginia Tech to just 3 on that drive. It's his offense he's got to get going.
Yeah, they really do need to get going. It just has been nothing for Wake Forest offense. 18 yards on the ground, only 63 through the air. You're putting up 100 less yards than Virginia Tech in this game so far. They're still in it, but you got to be able to score, or at least threaten to score. You know, they haven't even had a field goal opportunity.
Right. They've turned to Michael Kern, the 2nd straight quarterback here at Blacksburg. It remains to be seen if he's going to go the rest of the way.
As a defensive player, I loved when we got the backup quarterback. You know, even if it's a guy who comes in for a short stint. It's different. You don't practice all week as the starter. You haven't had that game time experience, and it's an opportunity to tee off. Whoa!
Claiborne to midfield. Do the Hokies have the angle on him? He's got great speed. They don't.
Wow!
Touchdown, Wake Forest.
Baby. Well, that's a way to score without having your offense have to do very much. What? Oh, there you see the cadet down there not wanting that football from Claiborne, but
96 yards on the return. Got an injured player down on the field. It's a Virginia Tech Hokie around the 32-yard line. That looks like the kicker, Kyle Lowe, holding his shoulder.
What a spark. I mean, Wake Forest needed something. In their last couple of weeks, it's been special teams, ability to get the ball on a turnover. This was a huge, obviously, kick return for a turnover. That was, Virginia Tech really got going offensively after their kickoff return for a touchdown last week versus Florida State, and we'll see if this can spark Wake Forest.
Matthew Dennis on for the try. Was to cut the lead to 3, and he sends it through. Just like that, Wake Forest is back in it.
Here it is. Good blocks at the point of attack. Really good block by Cameron Height, number 20. And then it's a foot race.
Just looked like we may have the angle on it with Virginia Tech, and Dorian Strong gave it a look. Claiborne with just too much top-end speed.
Well, get your playmakers touches however you can, whether it's in the return game, in the pass game, in the run game. Mon Claiborne with the house call on that one before half.
Claiborne with just 5 yards on 2 carries from the running back spot.
Yep. And he has more return yards than Wake Forest has offensive yards.
Yes. Sherry's got more on Claiborne down on the field, Sherry.
Claiborne is getting a lot of love down here, guys, and I got to tell you, offensive coordinator Warren Ruggiero telling us he need to get accustomed to live game speed and action, but he is just truly scratching the surface at how talented of a player he can be. He's only a freshman, and Ruggiero telling us he is extremely fast in both long speed and short acceleration. If you need a play to display that TD right there shows you exactly what he's all about in that speed.
Yeah, I think one of the things for him, Mark, and Coach Clausen will talk about it too, is just like every young back, they need to become more of a complete back, whether it's in pass protection, whether it's doing all the little things you need to do to be a starting tailback in the ACC. Beautiful look here, Wake Forest.
Whoa.
There's going to be an answer from Virginia Tech, and that's Lane. 75 yards, the Hokies answer.
We're up here in the booth talking about, man, not a lot of action going on. How about that? Back-to-back plays of touchdowns, and there it goes, right? How do you get points on the board? You get your playmakers involved. Tyler Bowen said, I got a guy who can make some plays. Great job on the RPO, finding his wide receiver, and then Lane was gone.
Just like that, the choppiness that was this first half in Blacksburg is put to rest. 2 huge plays, 96 yards on the KOR from Wake Forest, 75 on the pitch and catch from Drones to Lane with the answer.
And you saw number 9. That was a great angle, seeing Garnes step up on the run fake. He's the safety in the middle of the field there to help on the pass play, and a good play design by Tyler Bowen. He talked to us about the fact that those safeties will come up, and we have an opportunity to put one in right behind them. So there it is.
Lowe back out there to kick off. Good to see him out there. He had a shoulder injury trying to make the tackle on Vermont Claiborne on the last kickoff return for a score. Claiborne just barely caught his breath over there on the sideline. Now he's back out there on the 3. There he is.
He's still breathing heavy.
Will he get a chance on this one? He'll watch it sail out of bounds. It'll be a mistake by that Virginia Tech special teams unit.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team. By way of the ball, be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
Good field position for Wake Forest. Let's answer our Aflac trivia question today. Virginia Tech appeared in a bowl game 27 straight seasons from 93 to 2019. The 3 longest active bowl streaks in FBS. I wouldn't have guessed, well, I would not have guessed Wisconsin at 21. Georgia maybe at 26. I thought Ohio State and Michigan might be in that group. They aren't. And there's Oklahoma at 24. Kerr now to Ellison. Gets hit in the backfield, bounces off one defender. Stays on his feet to pick up 3 yards when it looked like he'd take a loss.
Really good job of avoiding that tackle by Justice Ellison. They're going to need more of that. They want to pick up this offensive pace.
Look how many players Virginia Tech has in the box. Kern under pressure. He's going to get dropped. Flag down on the play as Mario Kendricks brought him down. It's a sack and a 4-yard loss, and Kendricks is hurt on the play.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense number 38. 15-yard penalty and an automatic.
Shane McDonald
Officials timeout for an injured defensive player.
guilty on the face mask. Couldn't see it very well there. What Kendricks' injury is all about. He might have got the wind knocked out of him.
Ooh, and that's not a face mask. Yeah, that's definitely not a face mask. Tell you what, the McDonald brothers, Jordan and Jaden McDonald, have having an effect on this game.
We're looking at Mario Kendricks, senior from Kissimmee, Florida. The wind is kicking up here in Blacksburg, having a little bit of rain. There's storms in the area as we look around the stadium. Crowd undeterred. See the ponchos come out. Various shades of orange and maroon. Good to see Mario Kendricks on his feet and walking off under his own power. Patting the butt from his teammate. The yardage from the penalty, though. Here's Wake Forest looking to answer back into Virginia Tech territory with 3:20 left to go. Hokies showing pressure on the edge.
Yeah, they're coming.
They'll have to wait for 5 more yards back.
First down. Offense number 17. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Penalties in this game just adding up. Wake Forest saw they were coming too. A little jumpy. Now back in their own territory at 1st and 15. Again, Hokies show pressure off the edge. They bring just 4. Kern. Banks couldn't hang on to it. Defended by Derek Canteen. Follows his interception in the first quarter with a PBR here in the second.
Yeah, really good job getting his hand in there right on the football. Boom. Looked like a nice hand catch by Jamal Banks, but good swipe down on the football by Derek Canteen. That's great timing.
2nd and 15. Hokies again bring 4. Trying to get it to Banks again. Feels like he might have gotten held. He turned inside, the pass went outside. It's 3rd and 15.
You see a lot of pushing and shoving, and he has a valid complaint. There was definitely restriction at the top of that route.
I love Canteen on that. Nothing. Nothing there. Nope. 3rd and 15. Now will the Hokies bring the house? Everybody's in the box. Except for a high safety. They come up the middle. Kern is going to throw to Banks. Canteen on coverage, and the flag comes out.
And I really think if Canteen was able to get his head back around, it might not have been called.
15-yard penalty and an automatic.
See, if he gets his head all the way back around, I could see that being a no call.
Defensive coordinator Chris Marv and Brent Pry got some faith in number 13 out there, though, don't they? Putting him on an island against Banks.
They sure do. I mean, they got faith in all their guys. Derek Canteen, Mansour Delane, Dorian Strong, all 3 of those guys playing that corner spot. They have the utmost confidence in them. You see Canteen coming off, Dorian Strong checking in the game. When you can rotate guys at the cornerback position, Chris, I mean, you're able to play fast, right? You're able to say, okay, go out there and ISO this wide receiver. And then when they sub that wide receiver, you get a fresh body in at cornerback. And the rain is really coming down now.
And now the rain has come down. And the wind is picked up as well in the area. Here you can see the penalties for both squads, but particularly against Virginia Tech today. Trying to bow up here, 1st and 10. Kern's flushed out of the pocket, has a receiver out in the flat. That's Grimes. Catches it inside the 30. He's close to picking up a 1st down. Keontae Jenkins made the tackle. He was banged up earlier in the half. So he's back at it for the Hokies. Short of the marker to gain. It's 2nd down and 1.
The first shot here. I love shots on 2nd and 1, especially in opponent's territory.
High snap. Kern brings it down. Ellison picks up the 1st down.
Ellison, the ball carrier.
Yeah, see, I would have loved to have him try to take a shot to the end zone there and then do that play on 3rd and 1.
Wind is whipping around like crazy down there. Flags at the top of the stadium moving in different directions from the flags at the top of the goalposts. That may have some impact on play calling here. Kern brings it down. Got room to run if he wants to keep it. Instead throws across his body. And Morin makes the catch at the 15. Mansour Delane on the tackle. That was a confident throw.
Yeah, it kind of looked like Mahomes to Kelsey that we saw on Thursday night. Kind of roll out, sling it back, sidearm his wide receiver.
1st and 10, again a high snap. Ellison brings it down inside the 10, down to the 9. Jenkins on the tackle. You see Wake Forest has all 3 timeouts to work with as our clock ticks toward 1 minute.
Yeah, Chris, what did Dave Clawson harp on this week? Red zone offense. We need to score touchdowns in the red zone. They had 5 attempts versus Clemson and only came away with 1 touchdown. This is huge for this Wake Forest team.
First time in the red zone today for Wake Forest, and Brent Pry saw something he didn't like. He just wants to settle his defense down here a little bit as they're on their heels. Really, for the first time all game long, calls a timeout for the Hokies.
Well, Michael Kern's come in this game, and after a sack forced fumble, he's been able to kind of bounce back, and 6 for 8 passing, almost 60 yards, averaging 10 yards per pass, so the ball's moving down the field, and they find themselves right outside the 10-yard line.
Officials trying to keep the football dry during this timeout. Sure, Luke Pettibon in the center, and Michael Kern, our quarterback, are pleased with that. Minute 4 left to go, coming out of the timeout. 2nd down and 5 for the Deeks.
And remember, Wake Forest deferred, and so they chose to get the ball to start the second half. So this could be a good opportunity to get 2 scores back to back.
Hokies, though, stop Ellison in his tracks. No gain. Wilfred Penne on the tackle.
That guy looks like a running back, doesn't he?
Wake still has 3 timeouts here.
Justice Ellison, he's built to run the football and getting the condensed formation. A lot of times you'll see crossing routes, mesh routes, or corner routes.
And another timeout for Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech, their third and final of the half. 30-second timeout.
All right, coming up at the half, Kelsey Riggs, EJ Manuel, and former Hokie Eddie Royal are going to be in Durham. Catch you up on everything. Talking about the first half of our game. We'll look back at Florida State's impressive win at home against Syracuse in the noon game earlier today, and they're going to preview Miami and North Carolina, and obviously NC State and Duke as well. So don't go anywhere, folks. That's coming up at the half. We still got 30 seconds left to play here, and a big play for Wake Forest coming up. 3rd and 5. They can pick up a first down at about the 5-yard line.
Yeah, and they lined up in that deuce set with the tight wings, and a lot of times teams, when they get in that type of formation, they'll contract to expand, right? Whether it's out or across. And we'll see how much confidence they have in Kern. They might just hand the ball off as well.
Carney's the fullback in motion. Kern will pass to the end zone. Morin can't hang on.
They had him. What a throw by Michael Kern. 7 route to the corner of the end zone. Had Taylor Morin, and a perfectly thrown football. Route to the corner of the end zone. Had Taylor Morin, and a perfectly thrown football. You see the outstretched arm of the defender, Delane, and just right through the hands of Morin. And you got to wonder whether the weather has anything to do with that. Man, that's got to be caught.
Matthew Dennis now to try a 28-yard kick, and you can see the flags on top of the goalpost. Heck, you can see the goalpost swaying with the wind. Gets it through, though.
The kick is good.
And Wake Forest gets points here with 20 seconds left to go in this first half.
Points are big. I mean, you need them, and your offense needs them, right? You know, you look at the scoreboard. Okay, 7 points, but we know that was not because of the offense. That was because of a kickoff return for a touchdown. And you drive down the field, you get in the red zone. Dave Clawson has got to be upset that it's, again, settling for a field goal instead of a touchdown. But now you put yourself in a position to have a 1-score game and get the ball back to start the second half.
And a little confidence for 15, Michael Kern.
Oh, yeah.
That he was able to direct that drive. And as we said, that's the first really fruitful offensive possession for Wake Forest, where they've been able to move the football deep into Virginia Tech territory on the day.
Yeah, it is. And that, you know, could have been a touchdown, right? Perfectly thrown ball by Michael Kern. I've really been impressed with his accuracy. And he's delivering the football with confidence. No matter if he's rolling out to his left, his right, or sitting in the pocket, he's got a lot of composure back there.
Tyler Black will give it a boot. That splits the uprights. The wind was in his favor on that one. So 20 seconds left to go. Virginia Tech will take over here from their own 25. And got to think they're going to be real conservative here with the lead, don't you, Mark? In 20 seconds, you're not going to get a whole lot done. Maybe see what you do on first down?
No. The rain's starting to come down.
Just have Drones run it. Maybe Drones picks up 30 yards on first down.
Yeah, just take a knee. You know, I mean, I don't think they're going to, right? But you throw the football, right? The ball slips out of the quarterback's hands. I mean, what do you... Who knows?
Give us to Thomas. And he'll just crash into the line. That should be it.
What do you think Miami would have done in that situation?
They're taking a knee.
After last week.
Kelsey and the crew's going to talk about it as Miami tries to bounce back against North Carolina tonight. We've reached the half here in Blacksburg. Our halftime score, Virginia Tech 17, Wake Forest 10. Now the quarterback was able to guide them down the field. Weren't able to get into the end zone, but they were able to get 3 points as Kyle Lowe starts us off here in the second half. It'll be a touchback, and let's see who we have coming out of quarterback for Wake Forest. Sherry Burris is the third member of our crew down on the field.
Chris, a very calm Coach Glosson told me he made the switch from quarterback Mitch Griffiths to Michael Kern to spark the offense. He said he doesn't think it's going to hurt Griffiths to watch the second half. And because of the way the offense has played in that first half, he credits the defense for keeping them in that game, saying they really only gave up that one explosive play. Another reason he credits they're still in this game, special teams, particularly guys when you look at the yardage difference between these two teams in the first half.
Yeah, thanks, Sherry. It's obviously a lot of concern when you think about the first half of this week and the previous couple of games for Wake Forest. Offensively, it just has not been very strong. Defensively today, though, it kept him in the game, and it is Kern to start this second half, and he gets 7 yards on first down.
It's kind of interesting, right? Clawson's comments about Mitch Griffiths. You know, they wanted to get a spark. That's why they brought Michael Kern. You can see him throwing the ball downfield more, but from what it sounds like, right, it won't hurt Mitch Griffiths to watch the second half. It looks like it's Kern's team from here on out.
Ellison cuts it back inside, picks up a first down. The other thing too, Mark, you had to think that these Wake Forest coaches really challenged this team to establish a running game here in the second half.
100% agree. And you go back to the old Dominion game where they were stagnant on offense in the first half. They started feeding the ball to Justice Ellison and Damon Claiborne. And those guys picked up their performance. And most of those yards and most of that comeback versus ODU was because of their ground game.
Kern misfires, trying to hit Banks on the play fake. Here you can see the total yardage. Just 122 yards in that first half for Wake Forest. The majority of those yards coming on that last drive when they were able to put 3 on the board in the final minute. Second down and 10. Kern fakes it to Ellison. Now going deep to Morin, tries to come back for it. Can't make the catch. Jalen Stroman was back in coverage for the Hokies.
Yeah, and really good recovery by Jalen Stroman. You see him on the left side of your screen in the safety spot, and good job of recognizing the over route by Morin. And an underthrown football led to a possible interception
now
chance.
Third and long, the Hokies pin their ears back.
There are no safeties deep for Virginia Tech.
They bring pressure up the middle. Kern gets rid of it, trying to hit Banks. Makes a great catch, but he's going to be out of bounds. Banks did a nice job adjusting to that ball in the air, just ran out of real estate.
Really close. You see that left or that right foot come down. The toe just tapped on the outside.
Ruling on the previous play of an incomplete pass is under further review.
That's pretty obvious right there. That foot is half on the white.
Yeah, I think this will be a quick review.
We'll take a quick break during the review. Let you know how it pans out on the other side. Early second half action. Hokies lead by 7. And that's worth its weight in gold for a college student to get a free slice of Zall like that. Morris punt takes on one hop from Holloway. Forest over the last few weeks, but Virginia Tech with 2:59. I think the point there is they're only up 7 at this point in time, Mark.
Yeah, Wake Forest has really shut down the running game, almost entirely by everyone except for Kyron Drones. Tootin only has 6 yards on 6 attempts. Thomas only has 6 yards on 3 attempts.
Drones to throw. And that's been his favorite target all day long. They connect once again. Stephen Gosnell. Look at the determination from the young man out of Pilot Mountain, North Carolina, transferred in from UNC.
It's been that middle of the field, sitting down right over the football. And that's Tyler Bowen's plan. Knowing that these safeties are aggressive, that they're reading kind of the outside receivers, let's hook up right over the football, and it's just a clear delivery from Drones.
Now he's going to keep it himself and move the sticks. Alec Mustafa on the tackle. Yeah, hold up. All right.
A little feistiness, but the other part of that too is you're the quarterback. You got to go get the play call and get back out there. Now only 13 seconds left in the play clock. They got to move a little faster.
Towels and hand warmers, be darned. Get those out of the way. Drones got all kinds of time. Wanted to go downfield. No one was open. Now he checks down. Here's Tootin. Inside of Wake Forest territory and knocked down at the 30. Ball loose. Wake Forest falls on it. Waiting the initial reaction from the officials and the initial ruling. It's a fumble and recovery by Wake Forest. This is going to be reviewed as Kalen Carson was able to come up with it.
Recovered by the defense. First down, Wake Forest.
I think the ground caused this fumble.
Look at Carson, goes low.
No, it came out first.
It does.
That is a legitimate fumble and a recovery by Wake Forest.
Yeah, and they're going to look at a few things, right? They're going to see, does the ball go out of bounds? I don't think the ball does go out of bounds.
It's free here.
Does Carson go out of bounds at all while he's touching the football?
No, but he went out of bounds and then came back in.
Which is fine.
He was in, I think, when he made the recovery.
Yep, you just can't have a body part out of bounds while you're recovering the football, because then the ball would have been out of bounds. And I think he does a good job.
Yes, I agree with you.
Of pulling it in.
Got to give credit to the field judge there, Hans Wittelsberger, too, for getting out of our way so we can see the replay.
Yes.
That's out for sure.
Ball is clearly out. See the ball
Stays in bounds. Yep. Look at that. Fortunate, and Carson is able to make the recovery before stepping out of bounds. First turnover of the day for Virginia Tech. Can Wake Forest make him pay? Not so insofar as the first down goes. Or Virginia Tech defense, and yet another TFL. If I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that's 7 TFLs on the day.
So they have been playing the Wake Forest backfield, just nothing going in the run game.
Kern to throw. That's going to be a first down. It's Wesley Grimes. Alan Tisdale making the tackle from his linebacker spot. Tisdale's been relatively quiet today. Haven't called his name very often. That'll be checking third down. Didn't quite make a first down. 3rd and 1. And Wake Forest wants to go quickly. They're one of the quickest teams in college football in terms of number of plays and time in between plays. They just haven't been able to get into any kind of a rhythm today at all to make that work in their favor.
Extra offensive linemen on the field. Big boys in the game.
Claiborne. No, Kern keeps it and can't get the yardage to gain. Keontae Jenkins read it beautifully in the backfield.
Ooh, and that, gosh, man, I kind of feel like he probably should have handed it off to Demond Claiborne. And when you load up the box like that, the downhill run game, I think it's blocked well. I think that is a handoff read. And it was a good block by Cameron Height. And those are the type of things, when you don't have your starting quarterback in the game, those split-second decisions are ones that can be compromised.
Mora in yet again to punt. He is having a busy afternoon. And that is a great kick. Hollowell all the way inside the 10. Flag down inside the 5. This is coming way back. So Virginia Tech will get the ball back, but they will be starting deep in their own territory, inside the 5.
Dunn will return. On the block in the back. Receiving team, number 1. Half the distance to the goal from the spot of foul. First down, timeout.
And how about that, right? Demond Claiborne, the starting running back, the kick returner, is down on coverage. Great job of drawing the penalty.
Not so great special teams on that punt return as they were stuck inside the 5 after a penalty, but nice job by Tootin to just get out of trouble. Looked like he was in danger of being stopped in the end zone. rolled outside and was able to pick up a few yards, just a couple, but it got him out of trouble. This is when Toots really got to come to the fore here. It's a Wake Forest defense that's held Virginia Tech to just 50 yards rushing as a team so far, and Tootin has not been able to get on track. Drones, he's just going to have to throw this one away. Had pressure right in his grill.
That's intended for Jaylin Lane.
It was Jasheen Davis who put pressure on Drones and forced the throwaway. Big third down here for this Wake Forest defense to get off the field, get great field position for their offense.
Yeah, really big opportunity here for Wake Forest. And they were in a similar position last week against Clemson. They came up with a big stop. That led to a short field and a score, and they sent pressure. And it'd be interesting to see if they do send pressure here on third down and long, trying to force a quick throw out of Drones.
Drones is going to keep it up the middle. Gets to about the 8. Kevin Pointer is there to bring him down. It's going to force a fourth down punting situation from his own end zone for Peter Moore.
No quarterback draw. Kevin Pointer stayed at home. Good job of shedding his block. And this could be the best field position that Wake Forest has had all day.
Moore's been good. He's got a steady wind at his back, too. Let's see if he can boom it. You can see Moore standing at his own 44. A 46-yard punt. Moore with the fair catch. Talk about traditions and the winning tradition here in Blacksburg, and the lunch pail is a big part of that for them. And Dorian Strong has had that lunch pail for a large part of the season, Mark. You just saw moments ago going into the locker room to get checked out.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on him and his return. You mentioned the fact that, there you go, shot of the lunch pail there. I'm sure there's security very close by, but they have other cornerbacks that can play, but Dorian Strong is definitely a staple of this defense, made a lot of big plays so far in this game.
Kerr back directing this offense from the 45. Ellison, he's going to bounce it outside. A stiff arm, stays on his feet, lowers his shoulder, and picks up even more yardage. They'll give him 6 before Jalen Stroman, who missed the first half because of a targeting call last week, makes the tackle. So 26 in red back out there.
Just a great job of continuing to bounce, fighting for extra yards, and picked up 6.
In rare real estate right now inside of Virginia Tech territory. Ellison picks up a couple of really hard-fought yards. Tisdale there to bring him down. Kelly Lawson also involved in the mix.
Wake Forest is only 2 for 9 on third downs today. Had a really tough time of converting. And Virginia Tech has been sending pressure on third downs, getting in Michael Kern's face, forcing quick throws.
Looks like they're coming again. Ellison. Again, hard running. He's going to be shy.
And I can see Wake Forest going for this.
Going to be about 2 feet shy of the first down. In comes Michael Frogh, the extra tight end.
And the extra offensive lineman, Spencer Clapp, also checks into the game.
Now we get a whistle.
Ruling on the previous play that the runner did not make the line to gain is under further review.
They're going to review this one.
Dave Clausen's over there. I think.
I guess Clausen would like that they're reviewing it, but
of course he would.
That maybe they'll get the first down. I don't see it. It's not the yellow line because they got to get.
They got to get it to the white line.
Well,
right at the 45-yard
yard marker, just at the top of your screen. So Stuart Mullins, he in communication with Mike Webster, our replay official. That knee is down. The ball is not to the 45.
It also gives Virginia Tech an opportunity to see what formation Wake Forest lines up in.
We talk about how Coach Clausen and Warren Ruggiero in this Wake Forest offense, they want to move quickly.
Yeah.
They haven't been able to get into any type of a
After
tempo at all.
review, the ruling on the field stands. 4th down.
There we go.
Well, we'll see if they come out in that same formation. Looks like they're going to change it up and go under center.
This is that single wing that we saw a couple of times in the first half. Kern is going to get the
Not
push from
even
behind.
close.
He's not going to get there. As a matter of fact, he may have even lost a little bit.
Ruling on the field is the runner did not make the line to gain. 1st down, Virginia Tech.
I don't even think he got back to the line of scrimmage, Mark.
No, I don't think so either. Those big defensive linemen just trenched right underneath the O-line for Wake Forest. Look at this. Just get down. There's no movement. And anytime the center and guard's knees hit the ground on a quarterback sneak, there's going to be a tough time getting it. What a stand by this Virginia Tech defense.
Big old Josh Fuga in there, one of the team captains, number 6. He and Norrell Pollard in the middle. 2 captains, 2 veterans anchoring this defensive unit. And a big turnover on downs at midfield.
Yeah, and so frustrating for Wake Forest. You get the good field position after your defense has that stand by the goal line, and just nothing.
Drones to Tootin. Crashes into a defender, picks up 4. Quincy Bryant on the stop. Clock winding inside of 7 minutes in this 3rd quarter. Much like the first half, it has been choppy at best. A lot of penalties, a lot of instant replays. Neither team has really been able to generate any type of a rhythm. Hokies trying to change that here. Tootin spins out of the arms of one defender, but can't get out of Pointer's clutches. Kevin Pointer is making some plays today.
He sure is. And Quincy Bryant, the backup linebacker, good job of getting downhill on that play. And we saw how good they were last week at stopping the run against Clemson really until the 4th quarter of that game. And they've learned a lot about what they have on this defensive side of the ball. Really like the linebackers that they've developed. And at 3rd down, Drones has got a ways to go.
6 to be exact.
Nice
Ball batted
play.
down. Jasheen Davis got a mid on it.
Just a great job of recognizing the situation. Okay, you come off the football, your eyes are on the quarterback, and you just mirror him with that hand. It's a really good job, really well coached play, and Jasheen Davis gets the ball back to his offense.
Peter Moore once again out there. The ball just to the Virginia Tech side of the 50. Moore will have the wind at his back. Morin standing on the 10. It's going to be a fake try. Hokies going to pick up the 1st down and a lot more. That's Beamer ball for you.
That sure is. Oh, and talk about getting this crowd involved. How about that play?
Dylan Whitkey, backup quarterback.
Just a great job. And overload by Wake Forest to the left side of the line of scrimmage. And what a play.
It's the other 17, Cole Nelson.
Yeah, that was Cole Nelson.
Lineman.
About to say, he looked too big to be a bad quarterback.
Well, with these quarterbacks at Virginia Tech,
That's
you
true.
never know.
That's a good point.
But Nelson,
What
who was banged up in the first half,
Yeah.
picks up the 1st down.
What a spark.
Timeout. Virginia Tech. Their 1st of the half.
Hokies calling a timeout after the excitement of picking up the 1st down. They'll have the ball back when we come back. 32, the 32-yard line, the Wake Forest 32. As this drive continues, Drones in a little bit of trouble here. Tootin on the receiving end, gets what he can. Good poise by Drones to find his outlet.
He does a good job and good concentration by Tootin pulling that one ball in after it looked like it was tipped. Just, getting positive yards on first down is big. It's been tough to get anything for either team for the most part in this game. And it's been the big plays that Wake Forest has given up that are the difference in the game.
Drones to throw. Just big receiver Felton makes the catch, goes out of bounds, picks up a first down.
Yeah, really nice job. Watch his delivery. Right as he turns his head, the ball's delivered to the sideline. Good hands catch.
Third play is a first down.
And
it is a first down.
And it's first down.
Officials in the chain gang get on the same page. And again, just another thing slowing down the rhythm. Neither team can get into any type of a pace. Drones got blockers in front of him. Picks up about 4. Dylan Hazen on the stop.
Dylan Hazen, he's really stepped up. And we talked about this linebacking core from Wake Forest, but you think about it, they lost Ryan Smenda last year. He left the team, graduated, and then Chase Jones, who was a 2-time captain, he got hurt in camp and hasn't been able to return. So Jacob Roberts, the transfer, and Dylan Hazen, they have really stepped up at that linebacker spot, and they've been playing well.
Third time in the red zone for the Hokies today. They got a field goal and a touchdown in their other 2 trips. Snell drops it. And it's a pass, an incomplete pass.
An incomplete pass. Third down.
Kalen Carson with the block destruction. There's been a few times that Virginia Tech has tried those quick screens out to the wide receivers, and the defensive backs have not had any of it. Good play.
See what the Hokies have done on third down. Hasn't been great. 3rd and 6. Drones to throw. Has a receiver inside the 10, dropped at the 9. It's Felton once again, and that'll be 1st and goal for Virginia Tech.
They really wanted to get Felton going in this game. The Norfolk State transfer was held receptionless last game.
This looks like his area too at 6'5".
Yeah.
He's that big red zone target. He's split out to the top of your screen, along with Lane and Gosnell in the slot. Fumble. Drone falls on it. The connection between he and Tootin was a little less than desired.
And how about last week? Virginia Tech played Florida State, and only one wide receiver had any receptions, and that was Jaylin Lane. He was the only one. And so far today, 6 different players have had receptions, and one of them was a running back, but that means 5 receivers have gotten involved.
Drones underneath. That's a nice tackle by Jalen Garnes. Otherwise, Daquan Wright might have walked into the end zone.
Wake Forest just makes it tough. Once you get in this red zone, they have been very stingy.
12th play of this drive, extended by that fake punt. But it's 3rd and goal.
That combo route to the bottom of the screen. A lot of times you get a guy out in the flat, guy in a corner, and guy hooking up over here. Now they've moved the back over on the other side. A little bit different combination here.
Drones to throw, steps up, in a little bit of trouble, in a lot of trouble, and he's going to be dropped just inside the 10, and he'll bring up 4th down. Garnes and Bryce Gaines combining on the stop.
Watch the safeties, watch number 9. Play in the middle of the field, reading it. Coming down, cleaning up the tackle.
John Love back in, 1 for 2 on the day. This from 26 yards. Just a high snap, but Love was able to squeeze it in inside the upright. And Virginia Tech extends their lead to 10 here late in the third quarter. Coach Pry wanting an explanation on a call earlier in the game from Hans Wittelsberger. First points in the second half for either team comes in the final minute of the third quarter, just as the sun looks like it's about to come back out here in Blacksburg. Not even close to being done today in the ACC. Coming up on ABC at 7:30, Miami, North Carolina. Let's see how the Canes bounce back. NC State and Duke. Let's see if Riley Leonard is ready to go. That one's going to be at 8 o'clock, our primetime game on the ACC network. What's going on with the audio in this stadium?
I have no idea. Yep.
It's like the math teacher in the Peanuts cartoons, kind of holding the microphone.
Yeah, I love that reference.
Deficit is 10 for Wake Forest. Fair catch is made on the goal line. Something has got to happen with this Deacs offense if they want to have a shot in this game. Their only touchdown on the day came on a 96-yard kickoff return from Devon Claiborne. The TFLs and the 2 turnovers have been big for this Virginia Tech defense.
TFLs have been big, right? And not to mention the sack forced fumble, right? And the interception. You know, it's really been a good, really both defenses have played pretty stout. It's the turnovers that Virginia Tech has forced and the points off those turnovers that have been partially the difference in this game.
Michael Kern from his own 25. He's got Ellison in the backfield with him. Hokies bring 5. Kern downfield has a receiver open. That's Grimes down at the 50.
Pass complete to number 8, Wesley Grimes.
He was wide open. His ball kind of just got floated up to him last second.
First down, Wake Forest.
If that was put out in front of him farther, he was gone.
Still, it's a first down near midfield, and Wake Forest, this offense will take any first downs they can get. That's the longest play of the day. Now pressure coming. Morin goes up and makes the catch. He's dropped at the 34, so 2 of the biggest passing plays of the day for Wake Forest now has the Deacs in business. That's 17 more yards.
Throwing the football downfield, giving your players a shot. Good job by Morin. A little bit of a push off potentially at the top of that route, but good job coming down with the football.
Hokies lead by 10 as we head to the 4th, but the Deacs drive.
Touchdowns, that's the difference right now.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Sherry and Coach. 3 trips into the red zone, 2 touchdowns and a field goal for Virginia Tech. Right now, Wake Forest trying to get back into that red zone. Jaden McDonald on the tackle, but Morin with another catch. And this is when Wake Forest wants to go quickly. They want to get some tempo going. Kern to Ellison. Ellison still on his feet inside the 20, knocked down at the 14.
Well, there you go. You loosen up that front 7 with some of these outside throws, right? You're making these completions downfield towards the outside. Well, the linebackers aren't as ready to be going downhill because they think they might get into pass drops. Really good job by Ellison squirting through for a big gain and a first down.
Kern to throw. Ellison stays in for protection. It breaks down, though. Kern still on his feet. Oh, now they're going to blow him dead at the 25. Antoine Powell-Ryland. Powell-Ryland will get credit for the sack, a loss of 11 on the play. Got an injured Deke on the play.
Yeah, really good job of getting to the quarterback and beating his man. You see that left knee down. And Powell-Ryland, he's a guy who transferred in from Florida before this year, and they brought him in because they wanted an elite pass rusher, and that is what they got, and it'll be 2nd and long when we come back from this break.
Under 14 to play in this game. Virginia Tech up 20. After the sack, Wake Forest 2nd and 21. It's going to be 2nd and 26.
Full start. Offense number 52. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Spencer Clapp, who missed last week, back at it this week. Just a little over anxious. 5th penalty on Wake Forest today. It's going to move him back even 5 more. They can get a first down at the 4-yard line, Mark, but they're a long way away from that 4 spot.
They sure are.
And this crowd is getting into it. Kern to throw. Pressure on the edge. He feels it, steps up. Good catch by Morin. He gets a big chunk of it back on that play. 14 yards of it.
Yeah, really good catch. Good job finding the spot in the zone. Looked like man-to-man to start off and turned into zone as the play progressed.
3rd and 12.
This is the deep safety right in the middle of the field.
Trying to get it to Morin. Deflected by Stroman.
What a play by Stroman. Great job on the man-to-man coverage, and it was man-to-man really across the board. They took this safety right here to come down and spy the quarterback, and all these are just man-to-man, and really good job in the slot, staying inside out on the receiver, getting his head back to the football, and forcing an incompletion.
Dennis from 34 yards. Just to cut it to a 1-score game. You can see the wind moving across the field. Dennis puts a leg into it, and it's good. ACC primetime action coming your way tonight. It's Duke hosting NC State in Durham. I can't believe these two have only played 4 times in the last 20 years, but that's a fact, Jack. NC State made the quarterback switch a couple of weeks ago, back to MJ Morris. Who knows what's going to happen with Duke, because I'm hearing rumblings that Riley Leonard is progressing very nicely from the ankle injury that he suffered against Notre Dame. So let's check that one out at 8 o'clock tonight on the ACC Network. Here's the thing about Duke, too, is we've seen them now up close. Riley Leonard's a great player. They're about a lot more than Riley Leonard. That's a complete football team.
Oh, yeah, they absolutely are. And they have good running backs, good wide receivers, and I think it's their defense that has been playing so well, especially that secondary.
Malachi Thomas will let it sail over his head for a touchback.
1st and 10, Virginia Tech from the 25-yard line.
So the Hokies have the lead, Mark, and they've been playing from in front really most of the day today. And Kyron Drones has had an outstanding game. But it's still just a 1-score game, so still a lot on number 1's shoulders right now as they start this drive from their own 25.
Yeah, you got everything to gain and everything to lose. I mean, this is what you want, right? You want a 1-score game in the 4th quarter as a quarterback. Time to make big plays for your team.
Does a smart job in keeping that ball there and picking up about 8 yards. If he hands that ball off to Tootin, that's a 6-7 yard loss.
Yeah, it's a really good way of taking a defensive end out of the play. You see number 30 just gets all the way up the field fast, and now there's no edge defender. So partially by play design, really good read by Drones. But I think if you're the defensive staff and Brad Lambert for Wake Forest, you say maybe tempo that rush upfield.
Here's Tootin. Room to run. Near midfield, 1st down.
Number 25, Bishop from the ball carrier. 1st down, Hokies.
They can get Tootin going on this drive. Good job of getting outside the contain and then just working his way up the field. But Tootin only 12 yards up until this point. And
yeah, that more than doubled his total yardage on the day. A 14-yard game. Drones. Now downfield. It's a secondary man, makes the catch. That's Holloway.
Pass complete to number 11, Tucker Holloway. First down.
15 yards, Mark. That was not his first option.
No, it was not. And you see the ball just going right over the outstretched arms of Jacob Roberts. Such a good job of using the quarterback's height to get the ball up and over top. You've had a couple wide receivers really step up for Virginia Tech, and Tucker Holloway and Stephen Gosnell. Both these guys have had probably the best game of their career.
Drones keeps it. A lot of room up the middle of the field. Another first down. Kalen Carson is forced to make the stop from his quarterback spot, but now Drones is getting yards in chunks.
And a good job pulling by the backside guard. The center got up on the next level, and anytime you can get your offensive lineman up on that second level, you get big plays.
Another case of allowing Wayman, the defensive end, number 5, to come up the field and take him out of the play.
You know, all these defensive ends for Wake Forest, they are getting up the field, and what happens is it puts a lot of stress on the defensive tackles because you got an extra offensive lineman to block those guys.
Tootin. Can he make a man miss? He does. Close to another first down. They'll give him 9 yards. There you see him talking with his former teammate at North Carolina A&T. That was Jacob Roberts, 40 in white, in on the tackle.
Gain of 9, second and
It looks like Roberts was trying to tell him something, but Tootin was like, look, I just gained 9 yards on a swing pass.
I'm talking with my legs.
Exactly.
Tootin and Thomas both in the backfield now with Drones.
Unbalanced formation. Everybody is to the left.
Fake to Thomas. Drones maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
It's going to bring up 3rd and 1.
24, Dylan Hazen.
Couple tight ends checking the game.
Jacob Roberts on the stop.
Benji Gosnell and St. Germain.
Yeah, Drones has gone over 300 yards passing in this game, career high. Give it to Tootin. Crashes into that defensive line, and they held fast. I don't think he got there. I think he's going to be marked shy of it.
I don't think he did either. And, you know, he hit that initial contact and just stopped in his tracks. Tough to tell who exactly that was who hit him first.
Might have been Pete Davis, 30.
Yeah, watch 30. And then, you know what? That looked like Quincy Bryant, number 26.
Linebacker, Quincy Bryant, sophomore from Lilburn, Georgia.
And just a good job. You know, talk about thick tackles, right? You tackle a guy right down the middle and don't allow any leaky yardage. Phenomenal play by Quincy Bryant.
John Love in from 36 yards. Good snap, good hold, Love. Outstanding. The lead back to 10 for Virginia Tech. Coach Pry happy with his team's answer offensively here in the 4th quarter. On the practice facility. Speaking of cannons, Kyron Drones used to using his legs. Using that right-hand cannon today, going over 300 yards.
I like what you did there with the cannon. Yeah, you see that? Talking to Ali Jennings, who is out, obviously, in this game. The standout transfer from ODU. Saw him before the game. He had his little nephew along with him.
Oh, he did? He hurt his foot in the second game after scoring 2 touchdowns in the opener. Part of why Virginia Tech had to really retool everything offensively, and let's work today. Little pooch kick. And taken by one of the up men out at about the 26-yard line. And that's where Wake Forest will take over. That's Ian Van Versteeg on the return. So Wake Forest offensively, I mean, Virginia Tech, who's had their own offensive struggles coming into this game, Mark, has doubled them up in terms of total yardage. Their only touchdown today, 96-yard kickoff return.
Yeah, I mean, you doubled them up in almost pretty much in every category, right? They have almost double passing yards. They have more than double rushing yards. And you know, it's just surprising, only 43 yards on the ground for this Wake Forest team. They just have not been able to get Claiborne or Ellison going.
Michael Kerr again at quarterback. He took over for Mitch Griffiths in the first half. Oh, what a catch.
Oh, man.
How did Jamal Banks come up with that one? He had Derek Canteen draped all over him.
Paul Banks, coach said his special ability is contested catches, and I can see why they might say that. I mean, Canteen cannot believe that he caught that. Phenomenal one-handed catch.
Let's see if that spurs the Deeks going back. And almost intercepted. But Canteen almost made up for it on that play. He had it read perfectly and covered Banks like a glove.
Well,
They've gotten tipped.
so hard. Go back to the same play.
I think it got tipped at the line of scrimmage too, Mark.
It might have.
That came out of there funny. 2nd down and 10. Kerr to throw once again. Hokies bring just 4. He's got all kinds of time. Hits his receiver underneath. That's going to be the tight end, Cameron Height. First catch of the day for Height. Give him 6 yards. It'll be 3rd and 4. Stunt pressure. Kerr unloads it. Ellison's going to get the first down into Virginia Tech territory. Dives forward to the 44.
Wow, what poise in the pocket by Kerr, and just standing in there and finding the open target. You watch this collapse. 56 coming off the right, 6 coming off the left, and just finds that open window. And great job by Ellison to catch the ball, turn upfield, and get the first down.
Kerr to throw. Has time. Steps up. Nowhere to go with it. Going to get what he can with his legs, and it's 2 yards. Jordan McDonald continuing his outstanding game, tracked him down.
He tried to get a deep spacing route, and really just the route took too long to develop. Kern had no options, and good job of getting a few yards, stepping up in the pocket and not taking a sack.
You see Kern's day. 2nd down and 8. Ellison trying to get the blitzer off the edge, fumble on the play, and it's picked up by Virginia Tech. Keontae Jenkins got around Ellison and forced the fumble, and the Hokies pick it up.
It's the same thing, blocking the linebackers, and this has to be blocked, right? Coming over here and you block them, and this is the guy coming off the edge. Just fights right through the block from Ellison. You got to step up and you got to be physical. Michael Kern also has to step up in the pocket as well, but it's the very same thing with a different guy coming off the other side that we saw in the first half with the other sack force fumble. First it was Kelly Lawson, and now it was Jenkins coming off the left.
3rd turnover forced on the day, 2 of them on sack strips. That's a dangerous pass, but Gosnell with the catch. Mentioned Drones' career day. Gosnell's got to be having a career day as well. He came into the game with 10 catches on the season. That's number 6 on the day for Gosnell.
And he's been catching the ball well, right? Anytime the ball's been around him, he's got a wide catch radius. Uses those long arms to extend out, and hands catches everything. You see his brother right there next to him. The other Gosnell.
Right.
A lot of
Redshirt
brothers
freshman youngster.
Yeah, a lot of brothers on this team.
Yeah, Benji's saying, I'm going to learn from the best. Tootin falls forward, picks up enough for the first down.
Pretty good block there by Daquan Wright, the tight end, just kind of cracking back, getting his body in the way of the defender, and Tootin does a good job of exploding past the first down marker. The clock is ticking down.
Yes, the Hokies are in absolutely no rush here. Up 2 scores, under 5 to play.
And you got to get a stop soon if you're Wake Forest, or this game is going to slip away.
All the way in motion, Thomas has blockers in front of him and a lot of real estate. Finally dragged down from behind at the 25.
And again, it's the edge of this Wake Forest defense just getting too far up the field, and they're allowing these vertical running routes to develop. And you know, look off this side. These guys just get upfield, and the running back is able to cut right inside of them. You got to play under a little bit more tempo when you're expecting run.
Give it to Thomas. Again, lots of room to run. Inside the 15. Garnes on the tackle, but Wake Forest just being gashed right now on the ground. Another 12 for the Hokies.
Yeah, they really are. See, just guys overrunning the football. And another big run. Been a lot of big plays against this Wake Forest defense, and you know, again, for the most part, okay, they're doing their job, but then these big plays hit, whether it's in the run or the pass.
This time Thomas stopped after a very short game.
Thomas again on the carry.
Yeah, when we talk about big plays, it's runs of 10 or more or passes of 15 or more, and right now Virginia Tech has 8 passes of 15 yards or more and 6 rushes of 10 yards or more, and that big plays have been the difference in this game.
Timeout on the field from Wake Forest. Got to preserve clock, down 2 scores. Out, under 3 to play here in the game. Virginia Tech up by 10, and there you see Kyron Drones' day. It has been outstanding and pivotal in the Hokies forging this lead. 2nd down and 9. They give to Tootin. Sidesteps one tackler. Stays on his feet down to the 16. Nick Anderson makes the stop. And Coach Clausen wants to call another timeout. He's got to save clock. Got to save clock, and he's got to hold Virginia Tech to a field goal here. Let's take a look at our Saturday MVP. It's brought to you by Sport Clips. And why not? Kyron Drones. He had 219 yards passing all of last year at Baylor, transfers to Virginia Tech, Mark. And today he set a new career high, 309 yards passing to go along with 59 on the ground.
Yeah, and he's completing the ball at a 68% clip. I mean, he is hitting his receivers in target. A bunch of big play passes. Added 60 yards on the ground. He has done a great job of orchestrating this offense, and there have been sticking points, right? Wake Forest defense has done some things well at times, but that didn't get Drones down. You know, he just continued to chop away, execute the game plan, get the ball in the hands of his receivers, and when you're playing that well at quarterback, that's the reason why guys like Gosnell and Wright and Holloway are able to have career days.
Big 3rd down here. Lane looking for an avenue to the end zone, and he finds it.
Well, Jaylin Lane hasn't had many catches, but only 3. But 2/3 of the time they've been gone for touchdowns. two touchdowns and 3 catches. Just an explosive, shifty runner, really well set up wide receiver tunnel screen. And it'll make it very difficult sledding for Michael Kern and this Wake Forest team to come back.
Love nails the PAT. Touchdown from Jaylin Lane, the Middle Tennessee transfer, set up. First off defensively by yet another turnover by this Hokie defense to get him going offensively.
And yeah, and again, it's points off turnovers, 14 points off of the 3 turnovers. the interception early and then the 2 strip sacks. And those 14 points, right? Coming from Lane.
Hokies able to take 3+ minutes off the clock. And now to your point, Mark, the task, which was going to be difficult already, now is almost monumental at the 2:47 mark.
Number 83 for Virginia Tech is now wearing number 94. 83 has become 94.
If I'd have told you before the game one team was going to run for 39 and the other 142, I'm guessing you wouldn't have guessed that would have gone that way.
Nope, you wouldn't have. And yeah, you look at the wins, though, that Virginia Tech has had. Against Pittsburgh, he only gave up 40 yards rushing on the ground. Very similar tonight.
And here are the takeaways for Virginia Tech that led to, Mark, to your point, 14 points.
Yeah, Cantini with the pick early in the game, stepping in front of the wide receiver. And then first, coming from the right side, the left side of the quarterback, running back missing a block, and then from the other side, running back missing a block. And really good job by the linebackers coming off the edge with urgency and physicality. 10 tackles for loss. They have lived in the backfield of Wake Forest.
Kelly Lawson and Keontae Jenkins
Another one.
responsible for those fumbles. Got another sack. This time it's Antoine Powell-Ryland. Fifth sack of the day, and Kern is injured on the play.
Jeez, Powell Ryland, this is his second sack. Watch him coming off the right-hand side. Just a good bull rush, getting his hands up inside of the pads of the receiver and gives a little powder throw in the air. Tribute to LeBron.
And Griffiths back warming up. He's going to have to come back in for Wake Forest, it appears, as Kern doesn't look like he's going to be in any shape to continue here at the 2:31 mark. And that's good to see Kern sitting up, now standing up under his own power. He'll walk off. Get a hand from the folks here at Lane Stadium, and now Griffiths is going to have to come in and engineer a miracle.
Tough spot to be in as a quarterback.
Right, especially since you were pulled in the first half.
Yeah, and you're not going to win this game. But you also don't, you're kind of a sitting duck, right? You don't want to have the sixth sack come and have you be injured.
Griffiths to throw. Ellison couldn't make the catch. It falls incomplete. Pitt comes to Winston-Salem next week. Virginia Tech, meanwhile, will welcome Syracuse, a team that's having their own offensive issues right now. Florida State held just a field goal earlier today. More on that game coming up with Kelsey Riggs and the Huddle crew. They're at Duke, standing by for NC State and Duke tonight. Griffiths to throw. Now he's going to run it. Great job on the tackle. That was C.J. McCray.
Yeah, and there have been a lot of really good defensive players and plays, but really Keontae Jenkins has had a phenomenal game. 11 tackles, a sack, 2 TFLs, a forced fumble. I mean, he has been all over, and this is a guy, he's a senior, out of Jacksonville, Florida, moved from safety to linebacker, that star position that is so famous in this Virginia Tech defense. He's had a phenomenal game.
Griffiths has time here. Now he fires it. Complete out to the 44. That'll move the sticks. Wesley Grimes on the catch. You can see Griffiths' arm talent there. Just rifled that into Grimes.
Hokies 26, Jaylin Lane.
The clock did not stop at the first down. Please reset the game clock to 129. 129 players and started on my signal.
Officials just making sure the clock is set right. 1st and 10 for Griffiths and Wake Forest.
One-on-one down the bottom of your screen. That's what they've liked going to.
It's Banks. Does Griffiths have enough time to get it to him? He steps up, he'll run. Inside of Hokie territory. Fumbles the football, falls on it himself.
Mitch Griffiths on the quarterback keeper.
Going on the field is a fumble recovered by the offense and on first down.
Griffiths to throw. Flushed. Tried to get it to Banks. Falls incomplete. Griffiths doesn't look 100%. Regardless of why he was pulled, Mark. Last week he got obliterated against Clemson. I don't know any other way to put it. He sat much of this day today, but since I've seen him back in there, he's kind of working the shoulder a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit of a limp.
Then mentally get yourself ready to take another beating. And
2nd down and 10. Morin wide open. Down to the 24.
Pass to Taylor Morin complete.
Morin's had a big game. They had a 7th reception.
Probably kicking himself, though. He probably should have had a touchdown catch earlier on in the game.
Yep.
Canteen. Just keep saying a lot of these Virginia Tech defensive players that have had big games. Derek Canteen is one of them.
He's been having a huge game. I think this defense is really kind of finding an identity, and felt like they might have gotten that identity a little bit during that Pittsburgh game, this last 3 quarters of the Florida State game. But here, they have been shutting down Wake Forest all night.
And applying pressure with just 4, they get to Griffiths. If you can put that kind of pressure on the quarterback, bring in just 4.
It's so fast, right? They get there so fast. And Bal Ryland, I believe it was him, got his 3rd sack. Watch 52 off the left side. That's his 3rd sack of the game. And that's what happens when you get in obvious passing downs and let this defensive line tee off.
6 sacks today as a team. And we're down to 36 seconds with 3rd and long facing Wake Forest. You and I are going to be in Atlanta next week, Boston College and Georgia Tech. That should be an interesting few hours.
Should be. Both of our respective alma maters going at it.
Two teams with a lot to play for, too. Visions of a bowl in their future. That's a critical win in the middle of the season as far as that endeavor goes. Griffiths chased out of the pocket. He's just going to have to throw this one away.
Yeah, Jenkins chasing him from that star spot. Fourth and 18. And with the way that Virginia Tech has been coming after the passer, yeah, I'd be surprised if Mitch Griffiths gets this ball out fast. You have 8 guys in coverage, only 3 guys rushing, but look at that stance in the bottom.
And they still get pressure on Griffiths.
I think that's a sack force fumble. I think that's going to be his 4th sack of the game.
Antoine Powell Ryland.
Hokies take over on down.
He's just had himself a day.
Virginia Tech's
That time they had a tackle and chipped him with a running back, and he was still able to get there.
Season high 7th sack for this Virginia Tech defense. You mentioned we saw Bud Foster here earlier today, the longtime legendary defensive coordinator for Virginia Tech. You know he's smiling ear to ear after seeing this performance today. Drones takes a knee. Final 15 seconds will tick off the clock, and the coaches will meet at midfield. Virginia Tech improves to 3-4 on the year. And if you look at their schedule moving forward, there are some winnable games on that schedule. Things go the right way for